Hello there. Welcome again onto Crystal Voice TV. I hope you're doing well. I am good by the grace of God. How has your week been? Mine has been fabulous. Fabulous is the word. I don't know about yours, but hey, we are all alive and seeing today being a Friday. I don't really remember the date of today's date. I think it's on the 7th of November 2025. We've come this far, not by our strength, but by the grace of God. Yes, by the grace of God. And I know you are very well, doing great as well. Um, it is us again. Welcome everybody watching us from around the globe. We are coming to you straight up from the studios of Crystal Voice TV. And I would like to use this opportunity to say thank you for joining us. Thank you for our new subscribers on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Of course, we're on Instagram, but we don't frequent there. But hey, wherever you're watching us from, you're welcome to Crystal Voice TV. And then we've been talking about marriage for a couple of weeks now or months now, and then we've been taking particular topics which people take for granted or don't regard, and has been treating on Crystal Voice. Why this topic? Why are we treating marriage? I am in the union. I know what goes in and what comes out. I know everything about marriage by the grace of God. I have been in it for a couple of years now, so I know a bit about it. At least, let me use the word I am qualified to discuss marriage. Yes. And then talking to people, you realize that people are coming in with a lot of messages, a lot of challenges they go through, and you ask yourself, why is it so? How come you are not experiencing it? I keep saying this. No two marriages are the same. No two marriages are the same. We all have stories, but our stories differ. Thank you for wherever you are watching us. I see people coming on YouTube. Thank you. I see people coming on Facebook. Thank you. We'll be going to TikTok right after this program on these two channels or these two pages. Yeah. So talking to people, you realize some people are coming with abuses, financially, emotionally, and a whole lot. You've got pictures, we've got audios, and the question we keep asking ourselves: did you really sit down to know the institution of marriage before going to walk down the aisle to say that yes, I do, I do? Did you really do it? You realize that most people didn't. The reason is because it's become a charade or a societal norm where compulsorily I have to bear a name of somebody. I have to bear a name of a man compulsorily, whether he's good, he's for me or not. I still have to go in because it's become the norm of the society that come what may, you have to have a man by you. I am not saying don't marry. Marriage is good. It is an institution created by God. When you get the right partner, you are good to go. It is not just the right partner who listens to your voice, who knows your voice, who can identify your voice, even in sleep, wherever he or she finds themselves. They should be able to identify something about you. Whereas you go into marriage and then the person does not listen to you, rather chooses to listen to people outside. It is a catastrophe. And I know most of us, most of our parents, most of the ladies, most of the gentlemen are still going through and towing this path. Recently, there is an issue going on in somewhere Africa, and a whole lot has happened. You go on social media, you see, you listen to stories upon stories upon stories, and some are going like, we didn't know, I didn't know, blah, 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 blah. What I keep saying is, I wouldn't say I am fortunate. No. But by the grace of God again, we are quiet, but we observe. We listen from afar. We watch from afar. So things regarding marriage, we sat down to listen to programs. We sat down to listen to educative programs regarding marriage. And we took things from it that are benefiting us. And also we learned from home the things we saw then and decided not to toe the same path, but make a difference in our lives, is what has brought me here to talk about it. Last week, we talked about desertion. Today, we are talking about abandonment. We are talking about abandonment. And I'm not going to go over what we talked about last week regarding desertion. But what I can say here is desertion and abandonment has a thin line. It is just like the word truth and false. They have thin lines. How do we call it? Truth is quiet, but has evidences, whilst false presents evidences, but louder. Or let me say loudest. Yes. So if you are unable to discern between these two, you may always go in for false, whilst truth lies quietly and observing you. So let's talk about abandonment. Abandonment in marriage is when one spouse intentionally leaves or severs ties with their family without any intention of returning or fulfilling marital purposes, responsibilities, often resulting in emotional devastation and becoming grounds for divorce. Yes, yes. Lots of people, at least from where I am coming from, I have seen a lot. I keep saying this. You know, when you see it and you're unable to, thank you, Rebecca Muzu. When you see it and you're unable to express yourself, but you've seen it, you've experienced it. This is me, yes. So we see people who know in their hearts that, hey, I am going to abandon that woman. I am going to abandon that house. They know, they deliberately put you in that house and leave you and go and chase after things that are not meant to be in the marriage. They intentionally starve you. They are not responsible. They abuse you. They say all sorts of words just to downplay your spirit emotionally, physically. Sometimes they even use their hands on you just so that they can leave you and go out there and do what they want. It is like they were forced into the institution without knowing that these are the things that is in marriage, that entails in marriage. Yes. They intentionally, I have seen these things. I have seen them growing up. I saw them. You see them sitting under mango trees, how do we call this? Almond trees, and then discussing their wives and then the plans they have towards their women. I have seen them, I have heard them growing up. So most of the times, most men intentionally abandon their women. Most of the times, women also intentionally abandon their homes. Some women, most of it is the men. I am not here to chastise anybody. No, we are learning. We are learning. Rarely do you see a woman leaving their homes. And if that woman does it, she really has planned to do it. And such women, when they leave that home, they don't look back. I have seen it. I have experienced it. Okay, so let's continue. It can manifest as physical desertion, which we talked about last week, such as a spouse disappearing, or as emotional neglect, where a partner is emotionally unavailable and unsupportive. A lot is there. They will not support you. They most of the times, especially to the women, when they see that, oh, you've got a future, you have purpose, you have a vision. I'm using some marriages are a trap. Yes. From where I am coming from and the things I have seen, that is why I'm using this a trap. Some of the marriages are a trap. They come in forming, I like you, I love you, saying all sorts of things just to buy your attention. And then when you give it to them, they play you like football. They dribble you like football. They dribble you like football. They can choose to do whatever they please or pleases their heart to you. Sometimes they talk you out. They tell you, don't work. I am going to cater for you. I'm going to take care of you. Whereas you know that that man standing in front of you can't provide shishi, can't provide a dime for you. Yet he tells you, stop working and I'm going to do it for you because of insecurity. Yes, these things are happening. And emotionally, they are not there to support you. You are always upset because there is no one there to listen to you. When you are doing things that requires people helping you in your home, you require someone giving you a hand, that person is nowhere to be found. Out of the blue, the person comes when that thing has been done. After you sweat everything, after crying, everything within you coming out, and that thing is completely done, then you see that person comes in. Emotionally, they are not there. Support wise, they are not there. So it is like you are the only one in the middle of the field, dancing or playing the football all around you. We've seen them. And so I keep saying this, don't just jump into it. Don't just jump into it. Stop having tickling ears. Be real to yourself. Be truthful to yourself. Know what you want. When the person comes before you and he's expressing himself or themselves to you, you should be able to pick up things from their expression so that you don't walk into a place you never foresaw. And then at the end of the day, you will regret going into it. Marriage is work. It is about two people putting their hands to work and making it fruitful. You need support from each other. If you don't get the support, then it isn't a marriage. It is something else. So we have constructive abandonment, which occurs when a spouse creates marriage so intolerable that the other is forced to leave, often due to abuse, infidelity, or other harmful behaviors. Yes, this is constructive abandonment. Infidelity. It is out there, child. Abby. It is out there, child. I don't have to elaborate it. It is out there, child. We have abuse. Abuse quite some time ago. I saw a TikTok gentleman, let me use the word a giant, whose wife, let me use the word petite, using an iron. This iron we've been using to iron our dresses on the woman, hitting her mercilessly with the iron. It was a video roaming on social media. You should see the toughness of this man, his height, and the woman he was abusing. With a child crying, Daddy, stop it. There. Sometimes they come in to do these things to you. just to ruin your life. I keep saying this. Before you go into the institution, wherever you find yourself, whenever you hear people talking about marriage, whenever you hear a program regarding marriage, go and listen. Even if it is not part of your assignment on that day, just listen to it, because tomorrow, someday to come, you will be in it. Whatever you learn from that stage, you will be able to apply it in yours or in your home. And you just don't go in for just anything. I'll use the word thing. Yes. You should have a purpose. You should know what you want in your life, not your parents, not your brothers, in your life as an individual. And so when you are making that choice, it doesn't matter the parties, be it a male or a female. When you are making that choice, make a sound, someone will say a resounding decision. Thank you, Becky. Make a resounding decision. It's not about what people are going to say. Oh. At the end of the day, the society will make noise, will blow trumpets, hailing you here and there. But at the end of the day, in that 24 hours, in that room, it is just the two of you. You see everything on that person. You know that person. It is just the two of you and not another third party anywhere. The third party will only know you when you are out there. And so know what you are going in for, so that you will not cry in the middle of the journey. I have had videos, I have had pictures of abuse and so on and so forth. I see people biting each other. I mean, how? For how long will you continue fighting? And some of the men, recently, what some of the men are doing is they don't want to work. Them won't stay at home, where the woman they go work, come, they cater for them. They don't want to work. I have observed this. I have seen a particular tribe doing this as well. They don't want to work. Oh. They want the woman to go and come and bath them, pamper them, cook for them, does everything for them, and they stay at home. Whilst it is supposed to be vice versa. It is of recent times, it has become a norm that a woman has to work. It is of recent times. So when you go in and you see these kind of men who would rather tell you, I want you to be going out there as a woman whilst I stay at home. Hmm. Hmm. We have the legal contest, which is in legal contest, specific requirements like a certain period of separation without contact must be met to prove it for reasons like divorce. So you've been in this relationship, this union with that person for a couple of years, and then you don't see commitment in it. He's not in that house, she's not in that house. Nothing. She comes from that person. Absolutely she comes from that person. You only see him once in a blue moon, and then he comes to pick his shirt, her bag, and then off they go. That is not a union. That is an abandonment. And we've seen it again, where married men would desert their homes or abandon their wives and children because there are a lot of responsibilities to be taken care of, and then go in to create another relationship with another girl or another woman or another lady, simply because that place, no, there is a lot of oil, cash, there. Yes. And so that responsibility will be left on the woman. And we I have come to realize that most often people are like, the woman you left, the woman you married, blah 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 blah, is not a good woman. Really? Whilst you abandoned your home. In every marriage, there is a matrimonial home. A matrimonial home is where the two of you live, and it has a location. So when one person leaves that location and goes to another, that person has abandoned or deserted a home. Let's know this. When that person leaves that place and relocates to another without the spouse or the family, that person abandoned the home. Let's know the difference. That person caused it and not the other party who is still in that home. Okay, so let's go to what constitutes abandonment. I have talked about physical abandonment already, but let me go about it again. A spouse leaves the matrimonial home without any intention of coming back. Yes. So there is a story going on now where the man and the wife or the family lived somewhere abroad, but because of agege, agegim, that's the right word, agegim, because he wanted to show his true self. I think he felt so shy before his wife, so he had to abandon his home and then find a place somewhere to mess himself up. Yes, to mess himself up by having another home and leaving this one. And most men are doing it. They come to you with sweet words. They come to you showering praises and insulting their wives to you. Yes, because of one thing. They just want to enter that place, nothing else. Nothing else. They will leave all responsibilities for their wife to do. And they always have on their lips that my wife is a bad person. Why is that wife a bad person? Simply because you want to bring out your boisterous lifestyle. And that woman in there, your wife, has become the bad person because you're unable to do it in her presence or in the presence of your nuclear family. So that person has become a bad person. They always have these words to share with you as an innocent girl walking out there. So be vigilant. Today, someone has done it. And look at the hula balu going on. She was married to, she was never married to, they married her, blah, blah, blah. They never took us a drink to his family, her family, a whole lot of disgrace on social media. Because a man neglected or abandoned his home and went to exhibit his boisterous lifestyle. And we see these men in higher positions. Yes. Today being a Friday, there is a spot. Go and see them with their concubines. And sometimes I ask myself, do they really know the ages of these girls they are walking out with? Do they? They are going to mess themselves, basa. No wonder they are taking your lives mercilessly as well. Because you now, you're unable to take care of your life, yourself. You're unable to. No wonder the side chicks are doing these messy things to you. And boy, I'm a man. I'm a man. Really? 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 Lack of financial support. A spouse stops providing necessary financial support. He can choose not to give you money. He can choose not to support you. The children's school fees, their, how do we call it? Their clothing, their health care, everything about what he has created with you. He neglects it and expects you as an individual to cater for all these things. Again, I have seen this. And sometimes I weep. as having experienced these things, having seen them as well. And then tomorrow, these same men will come and say, he is my son. He will put his hand on his chest. He is my daughter. And then they go like, you are the true daughter or the true son of your father. They do these things. They neglect the heavy responsibilities and expect one person to do it. And so most of the times in these various homes, all attention is given to one particular person from the children, because that is who they grew up to see doing everything for them. And so when you come from nowhere expecting to have the national cake, it becomes difficult. And I have seen men falling sick, chronic one as that, in their old ages because of some of this neglection they did to their families and went to chase after anything in skirts. I have seen them. If you know that what you are going to go into will not help you, you don't want to see the end of it, or you are short-sighted and you don't know what to do, just don't go in. Forget about what society is going to say. Just don't go in and cause a mess for yourself. Because life in itself requires discipline. If you are not disciplined for yourself, unto yourself, in your life, what makes you think that you can be disciplined to cater for a family or a home? If you don't have that discipline in you, how can you achieve it? I don't hate men, no. I like men. I have a father. I have fathers. I have a husband. I have in-law. Yes. But most of the times, it is you, the men. And the sad aspect of it is, yes, women do fall sick in their old age, but majority is the men. And so as you are going into this union, don't just be so short-sighted and think it is about just today and that's it. See beyond it, because at a point you would have to be companions, especially when the children are no more amongst you, living elsewhere. It is going to be just the two of you. And I have seen that in old age, you need to talk. You need to have a conversation. There should be a partner there so that you can bond together. But whereas you led your life just anyhow, neglected your home or abandoned your home, and went chasing after things that were not realities, it gets to a stage in life you are left alone. And in that loneliness, sickness comes. And this is where it becomes a terrible challenge, because in that stage, in that state, you will need a help. If you don't have your families around you, if you don't have your immediate family around you, and you are sick, bedridden, you may need to be you may need to be washed sometimes in bed. You may need to be fed in bed. You may need someone to cook for you. The meals you enjoy, you may not get people to do these things for you. Why? Because you chose a wrong path. You created a beautiful one from onset, but decided to abandon it and go and live alone. Listen, man cannot live alone. When I talk about man, I'm talking about both genders here in this contest. No one can live alone. At least I have been on a foreign land and I have seen a whole lot. And so whenever I see these things, it makes me want to run. It puts fear in me. That is why I'm here making this noise. That is why I'm here shouting, creating this awareness, so that even if you are so short-sighted and you don't know what marriage is or involves, opportunity is here for you to listen and renew your mind. Not everyone will marry, yes. But if you are in it, don't abandon your home and go and create a mess, expecting that that mess you have gone to create, you are going to bring it to your wife for her to take care of it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. If she was able to hold on to your excesses from the onset, it gets to a time that person becomes fed up. Emotional withdrawal. A spouse completely withdraws emotionally, chasing communication and showing no interest. Sorry. Emotional withdrawal. A spouse completely withdraws emotionally, ceasing communication and showing no interest in the other's needs or life. So when the person abandons you, knowing that he is not going to come back, everything regarding connecting with you absolutely is cut off, so that you not know their whereabouts, because they don't care. And from the onset, they didn't care because they had a plan. And when they came in, they have to make sure that plan has been executed. Mm. And so everywhere there is a communique with you, it is cut off. Being it social media, being it text messages, being it your phone calls, being it whatever, it is completely off because they know what they are going to do. And I keep saying this, that if only you see tomorrow, if only you know what lies ahead of you, and you feel today you are so strong, and so you can do whatever pleases you, give yourself 20 years. Maybe 20 years is even too much. Give yourself 15 years, or still it's too much. Okay, let's make it 10 years. Mm. And observe for yourself. We have the sudden departure. A spouse leaves unexpectedly and without warning, leaving the other person to deal with aftermath alone, sometimes called spousal abandonment syndrome. To the officers who, when they are transferred to places and for some reason their families are unable to follow them there. And so to them, yes, I have the privilege. I've got all the opportunities in this world to mess myself up because me na me cry na inyama kwa inho bang. I can't take care of myself. There was somebody there who was doing all these things for me. And now that the person is not there, let me go and exhibit everything within me. You see your life? You see the life you lived? Mm. When you do these things, yeah, and you don't have a relative around you, you invite foreigners into your life. And when foreigners come into your life and they realize that after all, you have nobody around you who will own up to say, hey, this is my blood, they know what to do to you. Mm. From the onset, for you to win their heart, they say sweet words to you. And then when they invade your privacy, that's it, because you've presented it to them on a silver platter. And they will deal with you very well. Someone has passed recently because of abandonment. Whatever mistakes you have done, created in your life, knowing you have a family, go back and plead for forgiveness. Don't go alone. Look for elders and genuinely, wholeheartedly know that you've committed a crime against one person. And so you go in to ask for forgiveness. If there is anything like empatterment, if there is anything like compensation, empatterment means compensation. Compensate that person. Compensate that person and ask that you'll be welcome in that home again so that you can train your boy child, so that that girl child you neglected, you abandoned, you can train her. It is never too late. Now, let's talk about what is not abandonment. There are differences. Most of the times people consider everything to be normal, especially my people back home. Some of my people back home. What is not abandonment? A temporary or permanent separation where both spouses are still communicating and carrying out their responsibilities, especially financial ones. Empowerment, yes. Yes, creating them, how do we call it? Taking care of their responsibilities. This is not an abandonment. It can be that separation has happened. Maybe work has transferred you somewhere. Maybe you've gone somewhere for an occasion or something for a program, and it is going to take a period of weeks, months, last, blah, 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 blah. Then you do communication. You send the required responsibilities coming from you, which you have to provide. You do them. It is not an abandonment. It is because of situation. A situation has happened. Let's take this and know the difference. Moving out due to circumstances like work, as long as there is no intent to end the marriage. I've already talked about it. But there are some people who will move out and then they will say, Hallelujah. This is the time for me to, you know, that is not what we are talking about. Whenever you find yourself in such situations, it is not about you. It is not about your spouse. It is about a situation that demands your presence somewhere. And so take note of this and don't go and mess yourself out. It goes to these two genders, the male and the female. It goes to the two of us. Some girls or some women go out there and feel that that is the end of their relationship, and so they go sleeping and flirting around with people's husbands or little ones who they can give birth to. They do it. Some men do it and they end up dying whilst on the punani. Mm. We've been seeing them in the news. It's all over on social media. What took your life? I went to chase a girl who is old enough to be my daughter. And then what brought you here? Why have you ended up here? I was on here doing what? And that's it. Such people create disgrace for their families, especially today's media, which is the new media where everything is exposed. Do you know what you create for your family when you are gone? Do you know it? Oh, I want to have fun, pleasure. Not all pleasures are to be had. Not all pleasures are meant for you. When you go on your trek and so on and so forth, that is not the time to go and exhibit yourself. Be responsible for once. So that 5 minutes pleasure will not take away the rest of your life. We have divorce and legal aspects. Grounds for divorce. In many jurisdictions, abandonment or desertion for a specific period, such as 2 years, can be used as a ground for divorce. So, if you've been with this person and then he or she has abandoned you for a specific period of 2 years without communication, without you tracing, being able to trace him or her, he or she has nothing to do with you, then you can say it is an abandonment. And this calls for divorce. That is if you want to, on condition that you want to, or you still want to hold on until the person comes, until 30 years later, until 40 years later, 50 years later, 60 years later, when the person comes. It is up to you. It is a choice you have to make. Yes, it is a choice you have to make. And then we have transnational marriage abandonment. Transnational marriage abandonment. This is a form of domestic abuse where one partner abandons the other abroad, often with no financial resources to prevent their return. Transnational abandonment. People living abroad, most of the times, travel back home and not return again. They leave their spouses in tight corners just so that they can go and do whatever they want to do. It is common. It is common amongst us, where the man will tell you, "Oh, I am tired of this land. I want to go back home." And then in a conversation when he realizes that no, you are not heeding to, you are not paying attention, or you are not interested, or you are not giving him that way to go and live elsewhere and leave all the responsibilities on you, then he sits down to develop another strategy. Yes. Then when he finds himself out of that land, he tells you that's it. That's it. He's not coming back again. And so that's the end of the relationship. That is the end of the marriage. He will not support you financially. He will not do anything. You will not see him again. That's it. All you will hear is, "Oh, the man is no more." Yes. Then, because legally you are bound or bind together, you have to go and perform the necessary rites. It is happening. Let's be guided. Let's just be careful about the things we do to each other. If you know you don't want it, it is so simple. Sit the person down, explain to him or her the reason why you're not interested again, and move on. If you want to move on, move on. Have a genuine explanation, then move on. Don't abandon that home and go and create another one, expecting that mess you have created, somebody will come and clean it for you. It is not done anywhere. When you are doing things to others, at least as a human being, just consider yourself. Look at you first before going ahead with it. We have financial settlement. It is important for the abandoned spouse to seek legal advice on financial matters such as pensions and properties, as a financial order to be sought even if the spouse has left and cannot be located. This is in our constitutions. On every land you find yourself, it is there. So don't just sit down and wallow in pains. Seek legal advice. Anything regarding finances, seek legal advice. If that person has to come and pay for so many things, so and so, they have to drag him to come and do it. What are the emotional impact? We have trauma and distress. Abandonment is a traumatic and devastating experience that can lead to feelings of confusion, anger, grief, low self esteem, and shattered trust. Yes, when you are abandoned, you have low self esteem. Sometimes you go like, me cry, who am I? Why am I in this state? Blah 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 blah. I've seen people going through it, and sometimes you see them walking on the roads by the roadside, and they are talking to themselves. Sometimes it gives them mental, the traumatic experience they go through. Sometimes it causes them anger, grief. Sometimes it makes dreams shattered because you are all the person has got, and out of nowhere, you are nowhere to be found. We have people living in this state where they depend on men. When I talk about men in this context, I'm talking about the two genders. Bible says, do not put your hope and trust in man. But we have people putting their hope and trust in man. Man can disappoint you at any time. Yes, you are with that person, but don't put your hope in him. Put your hope in God. So that when one person is messing up, because your hope is in God, you are firm. Nothing can shake you. Nothing can move you. So that you'll be able to pursue your purpose. Yes, it might be difficult, but hey, don't worry about it. Just remain resolute and pursue it. Definitely you'll get there. Definitely. It is a day at a time. You don't rush it. And just see tomorrow being beautiful. You will get there. Coping with abandonment. It is crucial for abandoned individuals to be kind to themselves and seek professional help to cope with the emotional toll. You have to seek professional help. Okay. Mm. A therapist, a psychologist who can help you out of this, and you'll be good to go. So I'm bringing my, do I use the word sermon? My topic to a close. If you are new here, this is Crystal Voice TV. We tell it as it is. We would like you to follow us on Crystal Voice TV on YouTube by clicking the subscription button and looking out for ALL on the bell icon and click on that. You are done with us. And then follow us on Crystal Voice TV on Facebook, TikTok, Crystal Voice TV, Instagram, Crystal Voice TV. We are very punctual on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. Right from here, we are going to do the local dialect on TikTok. Why the local dialect? Because I've had people coming to tell me the English is too much, the English is too much. Speak our local dialect, speak our local dialect. And I keep telling them, if you want to have the local dialect, join me on TikTok. Let's do it. It is the same topic I am going to break down in our local dialect so that you understand what I am talking about or what I am communicating, so that we will all be up and doing. Thank you very much for your love. Thank you very much for the support. I saw Rebecca Amuzu here. I saw Kingston, Gospel Taliban. I saw quite some few people here. Thank you very much for allowing us into your various homes. We can't take your support for granted. We say God bless you. And then stay tuned. And God willing, next week, same time, we will be here with a different topic to encourage ourselves to create awareness so that we will all be up and doing. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for allowing us into your homes. We say God